I've spoken a lot on this channel about how to go down on a woman, but in this video, I'm going to share with you how not to go down on a woman. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to avoid these like cringy mistakes that a lot of men unfortunately make. And a lot of women are not willing to share this with you. Like they don't want to hurt your feelings or hurt your ego or stop you from going down on them again. And sometimes as a woman, it is just easier to like put up with a negative sexual encounter, either in a one-night stand or in a relationship, knowing that it's going to be over eventually, than to like do the emotional processing work of giving you feedback and then you either trying to incorporate it and not doing it, or you being defensive and hurt if she gives you that feedback and then her feeling like she hurt your feelings. The best way to take feedback in this scenario is just to say thank you and am I doing it right now? Like just test it out, just try it. You know, the good thing about cunnilingus is that it's not life or death. Even if you make the mistakes that I'm going to outline in this video, it is still hopefully not life or death. Before we get started, I would like to invite you to help me out. We are trying to reach 1 million subscribers by the end of this year, and the only way that we can do that is if you subscribe this video and like it and share it with someone whom you think would appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me get to this goal. On with the content. Okay, so how not to go down on a woman. Number one, too aggressively. Nothing drives me more up a wall than a man who is way too enthusiastic with pressure, speed, and force eating a woman out. I would actually rather that you risk not being aggressive enough rather than risk being too aggressive. And when you think that you've dialed it back, I guarantee you can dial it back even further. Do not go down on her like you are trying to win a pie eating competition. There are no trophies being passed out at the end for who got there fastest. All right, number two, do not use your teeth. At least do not use them on her actual clitoris or her inner labia. I have had some really skilled lovers be able to like pull on, suction on, and like hold an outer labia between their teeth. That can be kind of exciting, but unless you know for a fact that you're able to do that without causing any amount of pain, then just keep your teeth out of the equation. Unless you've specifically had a kink-focused sort of BDSM conversation about ways that she likes to experience pain on her vulva and vagina, then do not intentionally inflict any amount of pain, and understand that by like getting your teeth involved in the equation, you are more likely to cause pain, and not just pain, but like also injury. Number three, with a completely flat or a completely pointed tongue. Look, the best thing about cunnilingus that you can provide for her is variety. The cool thing about your mouth and your lips and your fingers is that they can do a whole bunch of other stuff. When it comes to your penis, it really doesn't have that much that it can do, right? It can go in and out and kind of like circles and side to side and grind, but all that's really like position dependent. But the best thing about your mouth, your tongue, your lips is that they can do so much and create so many different sensations. And yet a lot of men go straight for a pointed tongue like this or a completely flat tongue like this. And that's all they do. They over rely on one of those tongue shapes, and you know, one of the other consequences of that is that you are more likely to tire out your tongue. You're more likely to tire out your whole face, your jaw, if you stick to just one. Now, if you find one that really works for her, feel free to experiment with it, to add fingers, to like apply it, and then know that you are going to come back to it when it's time to bring her over the edge of orgasm. But play with them and play with where they are landing on the clitoris. I think way too many men, and myself included, have gotten into, you know, in between the legs and just like lost our head and put our tongue in one single position and then just kept it there the entire time. You are missing out on so much of the sensation and the variation that is available when you incorporate different tongue shapes and your mouth, meaning your lips, and your fingers. And there's a lot more that I could say on this, but I'll leave it with this one. Number four, how not to go down on a woman as if it is a chore. We can feel a lack of excitement. We can feel a lack of desire, a lack of enthusiasm on your part. And I know I just told you not to be too enthusiastic and aggressive, but at the same time, I also don't want you to approach a vulva or a vagina or a lover, any body part of a lover, as if this is something that you have to do, as if this is something that you are checking off on your grocery list. This is a invitation that she has made to you to put your mouth and your face in between her legs and experience her most intimate, most private, most vulnerable part with your face. This is a gift, an invitation that has been extended to you. And sure, she might be entitled. She might be like, okay, if you want to have sex with me, you better go down on me for 15 minutes or something on those lines. Like, you could have a conversation about why it is that you feel like this is a chore or an obligation. But assuming that the two of you have a healthy dynamic with free-flowing communication and you're both interested in each other's pleasure and being the best possible lover that you can for each other, then work up to and experience some joy and enthusiasm. Find things that you like about eating pussy. You like the way that she sounds or moves or smells, or you like the smoothness of the skin or how it feels against your beard or the taste or whatever. And also let her know what it is that you love about going down on her. I think that the same is true for men. You've definitely experienced an unenthusiastic blowjob before, right? Like where a woman was like, I have to do this because this is what he's expecting, or this is how we have sex, or this is the routine or whatever. It doesn't feel very good. I think most of us, well, I can't speak for most of us. I think a lot of us probably would choose to have zero over sex rather than oral sex that our partner does not want to give us. As I've said in my blowjob advice video for women, you can make up for a lack of technique with enthusiasm, but you cannot make up for a lack of enthusiasm with technique. That's what I'm adding for this video. That was gold. There's wisdom in there. Yeah, thank you. I've said it all. I'm Caitlin B. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you so much enthusiastic pussy eating. If you want to know how to eat pussy, there's plenty of videos on this channel to check out next. Otherwise, I will see you here next week.